Between 1999 and 2015, the prosecuting agencies secured only a handful of convictions against the political class at the federal, state, and local government levels. These were largely due to the lack of diligent investigations and legal technicalities often employed by lawyers.
If a man has stolen so much, as we hear they have done now, and we are waiting for the full prosecution of these people, and instead of charging him with stealing outrightly, for instance, they will bring a charge of money laundering, you are faced with the maximum of 2 years punishment or sentencing for money laundering. Yet you are talking about stealing and corruption in the neighborhood of 50 to 100 billion naira. That also will amount to corruption if we have indeed a new sheriff.
Right from the High Court to Court of Appeal to the Supreme Court, we experienced a lot of delays. And such incidences of delay in themselves are veritable disincentive to the war against corruption. The technicalities in the system, which defense lawyers exploit to get the defendants off the hook, must be looked into.
Interestingly, President Buhari has initiated a series of probes with many more expected. But lawyers warn that the anti-corruption war may be difficult to win if the present rules of legal procedure is maintained.
The problem at the Supreme Court there is systemic. We have 36 states in this country. Every single state, has established its own high court. When you add all this together, you possibly get not less than 1,000 courts at the high court level. And 75–80% of the decisions of these courts will go to the Court of Appeal, where you have about 14 or 16 divisions. So 1,000, 75 or 85% cases will go to the Court of Appeal. 90–95% of the decisions of the Court of Appeal will go to the Supreme Court. It cannot work.
A case can be won or lost at the time when the charges are framed. First is that the investigation could be so shoddy that if you throw such a case at people like us, we will not only expose them, we will embarrass them. When the matter is brought and you subject it to the crucibles of adjudication.
For some, justice can either be served hot or cold, whatever the philosophy rules, and free itself from the stigma or suspicion, bias, and witch hunting as it operates under the watch of the international community.
When you create a community of people that aspire to own things that they can't afford, then you're going to encourage corruption. So we need to redefine the value system as a people so that we can fight corruption, whereby hard work, you afford what you can work for, which is what Nigerians were known about before.
You only probe, the fellow who was handed over to you. I think it makes sense that way. Number one, if you want to start going beyond your immediate predecessor in office, where do you want to stop? Go back to 1960? No. Then what is the object and purpose of this probe? It is to send the message loud and clear that government is not an ATM.
As President Buhari takes the lead in the anti-corruption war, one fact is sacrosanct in his reforms to rebuild the institutions. No Nigerian is indispensable. UGWUMMADU, TVC News, Lagos.